Thank you very much, Julie. Hi and welcome to L-Acoustics Creations. We're here based in our London showroom here in Highgate, North London. Today we're going to tell you a little bit about L-Acoustics and specifically L-Acoustics Creations. So for those of you who may not be familiar, L-Acoustics are a loudspeaker company based in France. We have our main head office in a village called Marcoussis, which is just outside of Paris. We employ around 500 employees, and the real key point here is that we actually invest 24% of those employees are all involved in research and development. That actually means that the founding principles of the company are very much designed around making sure that everything is at the cutting edge of what we're doing. The company was founded in 1984 by Dr. Christian Heil, and he was known for inventing such technologies as line array technology and waveguide technology. This is technology that you see a lot in professional events. You'll see the image on the screen there was from Tomorrowland Festival in Belgium. There where you can see the big curves of the speakers, that's the line array technology that we're talking about that Dr. Christian Heil invented. We're represented in 80 countries around the world. We have local distributors, we have international distributors. And in January, we decided to take the plunge into the world of residential and bring our products to the residential space. So why L-Acoustics and why L-Acoustics in the residential domain? Well, what we want to be able to do for your clients is allow them to bring the concert home. I'm sure you all have clients and that you've probably all yourself experienced live concerts and live music and are all probably missing it somewhat at the moment. We all know that that live sound is like nothing else, and the feeling of the kick drums through the subwoofers and the bass, that everything envelops you in that moment and gives great memories. That's something that we want to be able to recreate for your clients in their home environment, whether that be inside or outside in the garden or the patio as we see in the image there. We're taking our professional audio products and we're bringing them into that home environment. So why would you choose L-Acoustics? What's our edge? What's our difference? As mentioned, we come from a professional audio background. That means that our products are designed for giving high SPL. One product that you'll see quite a lot within our marketing images on our website in some of our packages is a product called the CEDIA. This particular loudspeaker you can actually see in the slide as well, the picture on the left-hand side there. That's a speaker which is used in museums, galleries, and various other venues around the world, and can provide an incredible high performance. In fact, we've got some in the walls here around me, and also a pair of white ones behind me on this side as well, either side. And these are producing really world-class renowned sound, and that's really important. All of our products are designed and manufactured in our office in France, and as mentioned before, we have distribution globally with warehouses locally, etc., to be able to get the products for you when you need it. Because again, our products are designed for users in festivals like Coachella, Tomorrowland, other such festivals around the world. A lot of them you'll find are actually IP rated, so can be used in an outdoor environment as well, because you know they're used to having rain and everything thrown at them at British festivals especially. So that's really what separates us from your typical loudspeaker manufacturer. So what do we have to offer for a residential integrator? Well, we've divided the business of L-Acoustics Creations into three categories. We have sound systems. These are ready-to-go turnkey solutions which are made up of our loudspeaker products, amplifiers, subwoofers, and within those packages they include all the cables that your clients need to get going, a nice enclosure for the rack-mounted amplifier. Of course, if you want to use it in a professional custom installation, as I'm sure many of you guys would want to do, then of course you can mount it in the rack, you can use cables that are in the walls, etc. But the key is that our amplifiers house in them special DSP presets, which are giving that L-Acoustics sonic signature sound. We've recently been working with some integrators who have been asked to design home nightclubs for their homeowners. Great solution that we can offer. We're found in many of the nightclubs around the world. You can find us in Hakkasan in Vegas. You can find us in Earth in Hackney in London. These are all lots of spaces where we're used, And because of that, we can take the same products and build them into a home environment. This means that your client can sit there, have a DJ turn up or their favorite band, whatever it may be, connect into that system and have their music played as if it would be in their favorite venue. The other great thing about that as well is that it's a permanent installation for them. They can also have it connected to their multi-room audio system, whether that be Sonos, Crestron, Control4, whatever it may be. They can bring all of those music collections in through Spotify, Tidal, Pandora, etc. So that gives you a bit of a brief overview. With the sound components, what we actually do is we offer a custom design service. So you guys as residential integrators can come to us and say, look, this is the space we've got. The client's wanting a, in this instance, swimming pool area where they're going to want to be able to perform nightclub levels of performance in the evening when they've got all their friends round and the swimming pool floor is raised electronically to make a dance floor. But then in the morning, the client wants to be able to watch CNN and catch up on the news in the morning, taking a swim and hear it at sensible levels. So that's something we offer for residential integrators. And as well as that design service, we also offer the product and tuning support as well. So that our guys from L-Acoustics Creations will come to site, do the configuration, do the handover, and make sure that your client is absolutely blown away by what they're listening to. So here are those sound systems that we talked about earlier, the turnkey solutions. The idea behind these sound systems is that they give you the same sonic signature, the same sound performance that a mix engineer would get at a concert. So that's all based on listening distances. We've done this in a very different way. If you go to our website, L-Acoustics-creations.com, you'll be able to see the spec sheets for all of these different sound systems. And what you can see on there is we're showing that each one has a different listening position. They start at the Fichte system, which has an optimal listening position of 1.5 meters. This is a really nice solution to be able to sit on a desktop, sit there whilst you're there at your computer, listening to music and have a headphone-free listening experience. We go up through to Fichte, which uses our 8-inch coaxial drivers with two 12-inch subwoofers, through to Tahiti, which is our CEDIA loudspeakers, the gateway entry into the CEDIA product range. The Tahiti is really a system which is second to none and is getting great feedback from the people who are fortunate enough to be able to have come to our showroom spaces. And then if you want the level above that, you have Tonga. That's using 2 of our CEDIA lows and 4 of our CEDIA subs. A CEDIA low has 2 12-inch drivers in it, and the CEDIA subs have a single 12-inch driver. So you've got a lot of bass being produced by that. And then above that level, we've got Ibiza. Ibiza is our signature package. This is a product that you will see your favorite DJs stood in front of in the biggest festivals and dance arenas around the world. This has been used by DJs such as David Guetta, Tiesto, Eric Prydz, the list goes on. All you have to do is type those names into Google and you will see these guys stood in between the L-Acoustics Cara stack. So this Ibiza system is made up of our Cara 2 loudspeakers with SB18 subwoofers. This is the ultimate solution for your clients that want to host parties like the top nightclubs in the world. This is performance second to none. So what else are we offering for the residential world? Well, another technology which L-Acoustics brought to the live world is a technology called ELISA. This really for us is the ability to be able to give the mix engineer the ability to move objects around in a concert space. So we've had artists such as Alt J, Ben Howard, Mark Knopfler, and other headline acts such as Aerosmith and Lady Gaga using ELISA sound technology. So that means that when you've got a guitarist running from one end of the stage to the other, that guitar sound can actually follow with them rather than just staying either to the left or the right channel or just mixed through both. This gives a much more immersive experience for the audience to be able to interact with. So we wanted to bring that into the home. So how do we do that? Well, we do that using sound spaces. So the first sound space that we'll talk about today is Island Prestige. Island Prestige, as mentioned earlier, is the ultimate impersonal auditorium. This unit is made as it looks to be like a bed or a sofa, but this actually houses the real secret weapon of sonic signature L-Acoustic sound. We have 13 8-inch coaxial drivers in the front of this piece of furniture. We have two 18-inch concert grade subwoofers at the back, which are tuned down to 15 hertz. And then we have 5 6.5-inch coaxial drivers in the back. And of course, there are height channels as well, which can be added to the system to give a full immersive experience. This is designed around our principle of blue space. Blue space is a 23.1 channel count resolution for the ultimate high resolution audio system. With this, we can partner it with a third-party audiovisual receiver that has a channel count high enough to be able to play back to our system, to possible products that we're working with, the Trinnov with the Altitude 32, and also the Storm Audio ISP2 processor. They both have a channel count of 32, so can handle this system perfectly well. And that means that we can bring sources such as your music collection into this device, but also your Blu-rays, your Kaleidoscape servers, Apple TVs, so on and so forth. Paired with a screen, this really does provide that ultimate immersive experience. Of course, that isn't where the system was actually primarily designed for. We have a playback system which is called an ELISA player. So the ELISA player allows for you to be able to have content mastered in ELISA using those 23.1 channels to be able to play those back in a home environment. Here, on the slides, we're showing the different color and fabric options available for Island Prestige. As you can see, we've got night and natural as two available options. You can mix and match with the cushion fabric cover options as well. If you're working with an interior designer, which I'm sure many of you do on your projects, you can actually suggest to them that they can have full involvement with the island design. An example of this is a collaboration that we recently did with interior architecture firm Zaha Hadid. So here we gave them the shapes and the details of island core. We gave this to their design team and we said, hey, guys, you come up with what you believe would be the ultimate concept with your design style for Island, and this is what they came up with, which is Loop. So this is available for private commissions. If you have a client that loves this idea, then this can be built by the L-Acoustics Creations and Zaha Hadid team. Then we can talk about Ocean. So if you want to have a sound system throughout your home which isn't based on the personal auditorium, we have Ocean partnered with Sky. So Ocean is what you see around in the room here, but also demonstrated on the slide. This is very important. This is a speaker layout which again conforms to the blue space standard that we mentioned about earlier, the ELISA technology. The reason for that is that we have 15-degree separation between each of the frontal speakers and 30-degree separation between the rear speakers. The reason for this is because of the research and development that L-Acoustics did a number of years ago to actually the resolution of where your ears, the human ear, can hear the sound. So this is really, really important. And what you'll notice is that we're going with a wide room as opposed to a long room, very different to a traditional cinema room, for example. The reason for that is we're trying to recreate the live sound. Once again, that's always our heritage. Our DNA is pro. And of course, the stage is wide. And if you've got an orchestra in front of you, you want to be able to hear where each instrument section is. And by having that solution, you can actually reproduce that within the home. And honestly, I please do ask if you want to experience this to come to one of our showrooms, because this is a system and playback like nothing you've ever heard. Lots of people in the industry talk about immersive sound. I promise you, this is the most immersive sound system out there today. And of course, as mentioned before, you can partner the Ocean Sky system with a third-party AV processor so that it can still be used for Dolby Atmos, DTS:X, and other platforms that are out there available today for playback. So we've talked about the general sources that are available, the sources that you guys are using in installations every day. One thing we haven't talked about is the immersive content that we're producing, the ELISA content that we're producing. We have taken lots of thought into how someone could play back this content. And there's a real romance. There used to be a real romance when listening to music, whether that be on CD, vinyl, cassette. There was something magical about getting that new piece of music, unwrapping it, and putting it in the player and going. So Dr. Christian Hall, our founder, wanted to be able to bring back that romance. And by doing that, what he came up with the idea of is a bubble, a blue bubble. So if you want to have music curated for your playback system, then we can create these bubbles. So there is a selection of 6 bubbles available at the moment, which are pieces that have been commissioned for sale with the island and the ocean. These, of course, can be completely commissioned by your clients as well. But a bubble is a single piece of glass, and it has the inscription of the album on it. And then with your ocean or island system, you would also have included within that what is called a bubble deck. The bubble deck includes the reader for the piece of the blue bubble. So we place that on, and we then pick up our volume controller, which is also on the bubble deck, and we have full control over the audio in our immersive space, whether that be island or ocean. Now, obviously, I would love to be able to play back this system in person, but unfortunately, of course, we're relying on my microphone here today. So please do get in touch to book a demonstration at one of our showrooms. Here we can see a picture of the ocean and sky systems installed in our London showroom. This is the other end of the room to where I'm stood now, so you can see it's a lovely space to be able to bring and welcome clients, end users, interior designers and architects to be able to experience immersive audio in a term of art as opposed to just music. Thank you very much for coming to visit us today. We're really, really glad that you could stop by to see us today. So thank you for the time. If you've got any questions or anything that you want to speak to me about, then all of my details are available there on the screen. Please do follow us on social media as well. Thank you very much. See you soon, I hope.